Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I thought I would pop on again and share another project with you using some of the Sale-A-Bration goodies that you can get right now for another 8 days. Sale-A-Bration 2021 is ending February 28th, and what that means is you have just a few more days left to get free products using, or when you shop on my online store. For every $60 you can choose an item from this catalog. And today we're going to be using the corner bouquet stamp set, and also the Ombre paper, which is on page 7, and then the stamp set's on page 8. And then we might use one of the other stamp sets for a greeting. I haven't quite decided yet. So let's get started. I showed this project last week, I believe, or last weekend, when I did a kind of Sale-A-Bration walkthrough. It was a project cased from a demo in the United States named Dina Rico, and she used the Stamparatus to get this nice crisp image using the large floral image in this stamp set. So let's get started. I thought for today's project, instead of the Rococo Rose, we would use the Bermuda Bay and the Blackberry Bliss. So I've already cut my card bases. Where did I put them? Here they are. So the Ombre paper is a 6x6 stack, and the coordinating colors are Bermuda Bay, Rococo Rose, Granny Apple Green, and Blackberry Bliss. So I've already cut my card bases. These were like 2 full sheets of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and then I cut at 5.5, and I just need to score that. So I'll get my paper trimmer out. So half of 8.5 inches is 4 1/4. So I'll just bring that up to the 4 1/4. This is the scoring blade, the lighter color blade on the Stampin' Trimmer versus this darker one. This one has the blade, this one is scoring. So I'll do that with both of my card bases. And we'll just fold those and give them a nice sharp crease. Now this card, as you can see, has quite a few layers to it. The first one is the Whisper White, or if you have basic white, it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then my layer of Ombre is 5 1/4 by 4. So we can layer those together. Let me just get that out of the way for now. So you kind of need to decide what orientation you want your paper to be. I think I want my darker ombre towards the bottom, so I'll put it like this. And we'll do that with the Bermuda Bay as well. So again, just check your margins, top, right, bottom, and left, to try and get an even border. And again, with the multi-purpose glue, it gives you a few seconds to kind of wiggle things around to make sure they're where you want them to be. Now we can put these on our card bases now, so let's do that, get them out of the way. So the Bermuda Bay is going on the Bermuda Bay card base. Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so now we're ready to cut some more of our beautiful Oso Ombre paper. We want to get this piece right here that we're going to do our stamping on. So it is 3 by 4 inches. So I need to cut my paper to be that size. And DSP is quite thin, so you can do 2 at once. Now I want to utilize the paler part of the paper, so I'm going to cut it this way at 3 inches. So again, the dark blade is, or the dark one here is the blade to cut. And then 4 inches. And there we go. We have those ready. And they are going to get layered on a piece of Whisper White that is just 1/8 of an inch larger, which I've already cut here. But let's do our stamping now. We'll use the Stamp-A-Ratus. If you haven't seen this, it's a great tool for if you're doing multiple projects. You just put your stamp on the plate here, and it helps you position your image properly. So you just put your paper kind of wherever you want it. It's got this grid on the base of it, so you can, it helps you line things up. And then it comes with 2 very strong magnets. I've just wrapped mine with some pretty packing tape to make them easier to pick up. Apparently, if you let them smack together, they will actually break. But where I've wrapped them, they hopefully won't break on me. But these just help hold your paper in place. I might not need both of them. So we'll get our stamp out, and you can position it. I've already got the sticker on it. Position this where you want it. So I want it to, oh, actually it goes this way, doesn't it? So that is where I want my image to be. So I'll just pick the stamp up with my plate. And it's good if you can put your stamp case underneath. It just helps you ink up your stamp. So this is our Memento Black. So the Stamp-A-Ratus is really good for background stamps or large stamps like this one, because it's hard if you are holding the stamp and apply ink on it. Sometimes it's hard to get a crisp image. Parts of the image might not stamp 100%. So with this Stamp-A-Ratus, you can just ink it up again, and when you fold it over, it's going to hit in exactly the same spot each time if you've used the magnet and your paper hasn't moved. So then you can get it nice and dark. So as you can see, it's not a great impression there. So I'm going to ink it up again. Maybe I need to re-ink my ink pad, I'm not sure. I'll stamp it again. Sorry if I'm wiggling the table. Much better. But I think I'll do it one more time. Get it nice and inky. And just flip the plate over, and it lands in exactly the same spot again on my paper. That looks great. Now we can do our blue piece at the same time. I just kind of made a note of where I had my paper positioned on the grid, and I can see that that's a good location for it. So you can see if you had to make, say, 20 of the same card for whatever reason, you could easily use this tool to help you. You know, you could be watching a television show, and or even have your kid or husband help you as you slap all these cards out. Because all you are doing is applying ink and then positioning it in exactly the same spot again to get a nice crisp image. So we'll do that one more time. That should be good. Yeah, that's good. Actually, there's still a little spot over here. Much better. Okay, so that's the Stamparatus. I'll just put my magnets on the back. There's a little spot that holds them. And then to lift the plate up, you just do that, and then you can clean that later. Okay, so we've got our Blackberry Bliss and our Bermuda Bay. I'll get these scraps out of the way. And then we can adhere these now. It does take a few minutes for the memento to dry, so I'm not going to touch that if I can help it. So again, just checking the borders as I apply this down. All right, now we're ready for our sentiment. I thought on the sample here I used Thank You So Much, which is from A Touch of Ink. So I think I might do a Thinking of You for one of these. So these are photopolymer stamps. As you can see, they're different from the red rubber. You can see right through them, which is great for positioning. You can line it or put it right where you want it. So Thinking of You. Okay, let's do both of them like this. Okay, we're almost done. And I'll just clean my stamp. This is the chamois. I'm not sure if you have one or not, but they are awesome. You just use plain water on it, and it does get stained, but as you can see, it gets my stamp super clean. It's great, and I just store it in an empty stamp case. I think they're only like $11 or $12 too. They're not expensive at all. You should let it dry out between stamp times if it's going to be a couple of days until you stamp again. Just if you leave it closed up like this, they tend to get kind of stinky, and I've heard people can even get some mold on them. So just let it dry out, and then when you're ready to use it again, just soak it in your bathroom sink for a minute or so to soften it up and squeeze some of the excess water out, and you're ready to go again. Okay, so we're ready to put these on our card bases. And I'll use some Stamping Dimensionals to pop those up. Got a brand new sheet here. Don't forget to put one in the middle if your piece of cardstock is a bit larger. You don't want saggy middles. On your cards or yourself. Okay, take the backings off. So Blackberry Bliss, looking good. Bermuda Bay. Oops. And then the final little bit is the dragonfly right here, which is from our Dragonfly Punch, which is new in this January to June catalog. And you have two sizes here. I'm just going to use the smallest one and punch out a couple of dragonflies. And adhere those to the card front. I like to kind of lift the wings up a little bit and put just a tiny little bit of glue on the body of the dragonfly. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got a little bit of a smudge right there. So I'm going to put my dragonfly right over it, and no one will ever know the secret that's hiding. There you go. So we should have something, a Whisper white piece on the middle, or in the middle, because this is quite dark cardstock. It's hard to see if you were to write a greeting on there. So our card bases are always 5.5 by 4 1/4. So to make it just a 1/4 inch smaller, you want to cut at 5 1/4. By 4. And we'll cut a second one. And then we can put a little piece of paper on the inside, maybe along the side here. So 5 1/4. There, and just probably 3/4 of an inch is wide enough. I'll just do the one here right now. There we go. And there you go. I was thinking this would be a really pretty sympathy card. So I've pulled out the Peaceful Moments stamp set, and there's a nice, with Deepest Sympathy here, that we'll put on the inside. Oh, I haven't put the sticker on this one. Just let me show you again how that's done. So here's the sheet of stickers, and I just find the one I want, which is this one. So just peel off the backing of that sticker to expose the sticky cling material, and then line up your stamp as perfect as you can. There you go. So now that will adhere to a block really nicely. I find it easier to stamp if you've got the sticker on. It's just, you can easily see if you've got the stamp upside down or crooked. So with Deepest Sympathy. It's nice to have sympathy cards on hand because when you need one, you don't want to have to stop and make it. So there you go. 2 more really fun projects using the Ombre paper from Sale-A-Bration and the Corner Bouquet stamp set. And then I used the greeting from A Touch of Ink. So I hope you enjoyed those projects, and I will be with you again this week. I'm kind of enjoying doing these Facebook Lives. I haven't done classes in person for almost a year now, and I really miss it. I miss sharing and creating with you. So we'll see you back here in a day or two. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.